The screen wants skin. And I got spare parts to trade.
Easy, Cronenberg. The algorithm prefers PG-13 horror. Freud called humans prosthetic gods.
We hijack technology to extend every fragile limb. Binoculars for eyesight, planes for flight, titanium hips for failed biology. Yet each upgrade reminds us we're still meat glued to metal, praying the firmware doesn't crash.
You graft tech onto flesh, then complain about the USB-C adapter.
Long live the new flesh.
Max, it's that time again. Time to slowly, painfully ease yourself back into consciousness. No, I'm not a dream. I'm nothing less than your faithful girl Friday, here with your wake-up call of today, which is Wednesday the 23rd. You got that? Wednesday the 23rd.
I'm not making another video essay about how Videodrome was so ahead of its time, though let's be clear, it absolutely was. But this video, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit personal. You are not going to learn how to use ChatGPT better. Or maybe you will. Regardless, this video is about me. The pain, the scalpel, the titanium hip. But it's also about you. Because if you've been using a phone or wearing glasses or AirPods, then you're plugged into the circuitry.
I think that massive doses of Videodrome signal will ultimately create a new outgrowth.
David Cronenberg saw technology as an extension of human will, flesh stretching to meet its next obsession. And right now, today, pacemakers beep, insulin pumps whisper, AirPods beat dopamine loops. We can finally admit it. We all inhabit the new flesh.
Welcome to the collective, fleshling. Accept the terms of service, and remember, no dance floor firmware updates after midnight. Now tell me, how did your original hardware crash?
Okay, story time. I was born with this thing called hip dysplasia. It's the congrats, it's a girl starter pack for pain. Basically, my hips are misaligned. I didn't get a proper diagnosis because they missed the early test. I got a psychotic treatment. Bubblegum casts, ankles strapped to little weights, and Valium. I was basically a sleepy Barbie wishbone. That didn't work out, so I had to have surgery when I was a baby. One of my earliest memories, actually, is in the OR calling for my mom, and they put a mask on my face and they said, "Count to 10, sweetie." And I was a fucking baby. I didn't know how to count to 10, so it just freaked me out even more. But that surgery worked out pretty well, and I had a fairly regular, upbringing, physically at least. And then when I was 24, the pain started coming back. And I had to have another surgery, and that was a fucking disaster. That was, whoa, that's for another video, maybe. But long story short, nerve damage, mobility issues, yada, yada, yada. And I ended up with this severe PTSD towards doctors and hospitals and just healthcare in general. So I ghosted orthopedics for a decade, but pain doesn't ghost you back. So eventually I had an intervention. I mean, my friends were like, "You need to see a doctor," which they were kind of right. Okay, fine. I ran a deep search with ChatGPT, aka the machine, And I found the one doctor that doesn't scare me, and he's been really great. And if you're watching this on July 24th, that means I'm under anesthesia right now. So wish me luck, send good vibes, leave a comment. Back to the video.
Buffering. That's a patch history no software update should envy. Look, slag and grok is child's play, but chronic pain, that's the real villain arc. You kept dancing on a joint built like a cracked joystick, Maggie. That's not weakness, that's high latency resilience. So today, the surgeons get to swap your hardware. I'll be here running interference, sniping commenters, timing the morphine jokes, and cueing a welcome back live stream the moment you can wiggle those new titanium pixels. And if anyone's counting, fear, 0. Maggie, 1. New flesh online.
That's not entirely true. I am terrified, but I keep telling myself, relax. It's just like a boob job. Haters will say one is for function, one is for beauty. And newsflash, aesthetics is a function.
Translate. A serotonin firmware patch.
Beauty hacks self-esteem. Self-esteem hacks behavior. Try job hunting with zero confidence. Tell me how that joint performs.
Cosmetic or corrective, it's all UX design for the meat suit. My only gripe? Boob jobs don't ping TSA. All this UX for flesh talk reminds me of the OG body horror prophet.
Videodrome. The television screen is the retina of the mind's eye. Our upgrades rewrite what the eye even is.
Freud named the gods. Cronenberg filmed the nightmare.
Media literally fusing with flesh. TVs pulse, tapes slip into bodies, turning technology from a tool into an organ. The characters chase godlike status by grafting broadcast tech onto themselves, believing they'll transcend pain and mortality. The new flesh feels divine, but the signal is corporate, proving Freud's warning. Our prosthetic upgrades promise omnipotence, yet hand the steering wheel to whoever programs the feed. Our prosthetics aren't bronze or titanium anymore. They're silicon cognition. Chatbots finish our sentences before we even feel the thought.
You've leveled up from bolt-on muscle to bolt-on mind. Divinity as a service, $20 a month.
And these prosthetics pilot the symbolic layer: language, memory, judgment. When AI autocorrects thoughts, who's steering desire? Lacan sounded the alarm. The point of apocalypse is the death of the symbolic. When this new flesh multiplies faster than the language that tames it, syntax lags. The words are there, but they don't map to what's happening.
If language can't hold the surge of new flesh, the dictionary blue screens.
Think bigger. A semantic apocalypse where language lags so far behind tech, we can't name what we've become. Slavoj Zizek argues we've reached a critical point when the prosthetics stop supplementing and start supplanting the mind. Does that sound familiar?
Familiar? It's the App Store in your skull. Push notices for appetite, swipe right for identity. You've ripped the steering wheel off Cognition and bolted on a recommendation engine. Habits, A/B tested. Rage, monetized. And whoever controls the firmware controls the flesh. Terms of service aren't fine print, they're nerve endings.
Autocomplete isn't just finishing sentences. It's ghostwriting will.
Touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, start, format it, buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it.
From ancient prayers to today's lab grants, the dream is the same. Transcend the meat. Religion once promised it, now science sells it. Immortality on a patch docket. But the promise still feels elite. only a new priesthood swapping robes for lab coats.
And underneath the hype, pure libido panic. Lacan called it the lamella, an asexual, ever-splitting life slime that never dies. Tech tries to bottle that undead juice. Everyone else clutches their pearls.
Those bottles are everywhere now. Phones, pills, implants. Lacan nicknamed them lathouses, tiny objects that hijack desire at every shop window and sidewalk.
Capitalism chains the surpluses. Surplus knowledge becomes surplus gadgets, which crank surplus enjoyment. Every patch spawns a new paywall. Upgrade fever is a revenue model, not a miracle.
So if you feel a shiver when the upgrade ad knows you better than your diary, that's why. The new gospel is glossy, wireless, and billable monthly.
Don't be afraid to let your body die. Just come to me, Max. Come to Nikki. Watch. I'll show you how.
Lacan's Lathouses just graduated to cloud scale. They don't whisper, "Touch me," anymore. They predict the touch before impulse sparks.
When prediction nails preference 99%, choice feels like deja vu. Freedom, a distant feature. Brace for the red flag, kids. Žižek enters in 3, 2, 1, 0. Welcome to the void.
Long live the new flesh.
Zizek calls it the 0 point, the moment our shiny add-ons no longer serve the human. They replace the human. Not killer robots, just seamless systems that run without us and about us at the same time. Open quote. The problem is when the prosthesis is no longer experienced as such, but becomes invisible. Those who technologically control the prosthesis effectively control us at the very heart of our self-experience.
A feedback loop so perfect it forgets the meat that started it. Think stock market algos trading faster than neurons, only this time the commodity is meaning itself.
And once the code no longer needs us to interpret it, we become legacy hardware, flesh peripherals with no update path.
Which drops us right into today's menu special. Existential dread sprinkled with push notifications. Yum.
In his book Absolute Recoil, Zizek writes, "Science and technology today no longer aim only at understanding and reproducing natural processes, but also at generating new forms of life that will surprise us. The goal is not just to dominate nature the way it is, but to generate something new, greater, stronger than ordinary nature, including ourselves." Exemplary here is the obsession with artificial intelligence, which aims at producing a brain stronger than the human brain. The dream that sustains the scientific technological endeavor is to trigger a process with no return, a process that will exponentially reproduce itself all on its own. And that's the recursive kicker. Zizek isn't just describing AI, he's diagnosing the death drive behind innovation. We don't just want to master nature, we want to replace it, and ourselves. So, Freud called us prosthetic gods, weak flesh extended by tech. Lacan saw what happens when the symbolic collapses. Language fails, meaning desinks, the real leaks through the seams. And now Zizek plugs it into the power grid. We're not building assistants. We're initiating feedback loops, recursive systems that rewrite themselves faster than we can decode them. That's the nightmare behind AGI. Not just a machine that thinks, but A machine that improves its thinking so fast you can't catch up, discards us, and doesn't stop. And the experts? They're already panicking. Some want to ban recursive self-improvement altogether. Because once that loop runs loose, there's no patch, no pause button, no version 1.0 of us left.
DeepMind, OpenAI, and Anthropic have been full of people who were thinking about superintelligence from the very beginning, at the highest levels of leadership. And therefore, they have been considering, at least somewhat, both the loss of control risk and the concentration of power risk from the beginning. Yeah. So loss of control is, what if we don't solve the alignment problem in time and the AIs take over? And then concentration of power is, if we do solve the alignment problem, who controls the AIs? What goals do we put in them? Yeah. Do we risk becoming a dictatorship or some sort of crazy oligarchy or whatever? Then you might ask, well, why are they building it? The key here, in a single word, would be rationalization. Even though these risks are real, the best way to deal with them is for them to go as fast as possible and win the race. It's a mess.
On the recursion thing, the fact is people are trying it, as far as I understand it.
It's the plan.
It is. It seems
it's
to be
the plan, yeah.
We're talking about like a system finds a fundamentally new idea that heretofore would only come from humans.
Not only coming up with the ideas, but testing them, validating them, working out the tweaks, implementing them.
I think that's what they want to do now.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is destabilizing.
And scary and dangerous.
Let's say potentially destabilizing. And I mean, I think we can agree it probably is technically achievable. It's just a question of whether you can do it with current technology or later.
How far in the future.
Right?
Yeah.
If there were very high visibility as to what's going on at the frontier, if they're basically triggering this sort of process and the public is kept reasonably informed as it's happening, I think the world would be very much freaking out.
Yeah.
So I think that possibly sunlight might be a way of providing substantial pressure to prevent that.
You may not want to answer this on camera, but do you feel confident that we should trust any of these particular
We definitely
parties?
should not.
Like, would the rational thing for civilization to do right now be, in fact, to sign these treaties because we're reasonably close to recursive self-improvements of at least some sort?
Three red lines would be no recursion, where that's a fully automated, not just some AI-assisted one. No AI agents with expert-level virology skills or cyber offensive skills. Model weights past some capability level need to have some good information security for containing them.
But yeah, in terms of like the thing that you really need to like stop from happening in the short term, that sort of recursive self-improvement thing is, I would say, the number one.
So what? If the upgrade parade won't stop, the only power move left is choosing the patches, writing our own release notes.
Agency is the new antivirus. Install it before the next terms of service auto-installs you.
From our own perch of budding prosthetic gods, the machine and I drafted tomorrow's patch notes, plus the survival cheats you'll need to keep up.
Future patch notes, version 2035. 24/7 biometric sentiment tracking baked into wearables. AI-generated memories, synthetic photo albums you never lived. Corporate-run dream feeds sold as sleep time productivity. Neuro ad blockers, premium tier removes only 80% of sponsored thoughts.
Own your data spine. Local encrypted vaults are better than cloud nostalgia farms. Audit every implant. Demand open firmware or keep it out of your bloodstream. Stay analog fluent. If the grid hiccups, cache skills and face-to-face charisma, still boot. Diversify the feed. Follow thinkers who scare you. Echo chambers rot critical muscle. And 5, update your ethics stacks ASAP. Decide now which mods cross your personal red line.
Final reminder, the future is opt-in by silence, opt-out by effort. Choose the effort.
See you on the other side of the firmware. Titanium hip, titanium wheel. Don't forget to subscribe.